I be doing a dance in my videos too, just like paying homage to them. Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot of Detroit All Stars, man, for real.
You mentioned that you have, desire to make 10 more albums, if not more.
Mhm.
How come you named the second album Hall of Fame? You'd think that would be kind of coming at the end of a career, right?
Yeah, well, I'm a real spiritual dude. I live like a hippie, you know what I'm saying? And when I was sitting in my mom's crib, I was 6 mile in a two-family flat, and things were working out. And I was just trying to make it happen. I was writing down all these goals, like to buy my mom a house, or buy myself this, or drive a Benz, or all these things, or like sell a million records, do all these things that I accomplished, and I wrote it down and manifested it. And it's crazy to see like your goals come true. It's crazy to see things actually work out. You know what I'm saying? So I took it a step further, and after I saw that work out, I called my album Hall of Fame because when it's all said and done, however many albums later, I want to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I want to be in the Rap Hall of Fame. Hopefully they have them by then. Or whatever I do in life, I want to do it to that Hall of Fame status. You know what I'm saying? And be recognized for it. So but not by any means do I think I'm in the Hall of Fame yet, obviously. But I got a lot to prove, man, a lot further to go. So that's the whole meaning behind it.
What's it like having friends and peers and coworkers, collaborators, bosses at times, who are Hall of Fame artists? The No IDs of the world, the Kanye, Jay, like that's, family, friends. Is it just strange? You ever kick back and be like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I can literally call some of the greatest musicians we've ever seen just to chop it up.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, man. It's just like, not only is it cool because, and it was crazy. I came to that realization when I was in the studio with him, and he was telling me like, man, how surprised he was at just like me as an artist. He was like, man, you're a really good like artist, man. Keep going. People gonna talk shit, man, but just like go through it and do this. And he sat and listened to Hall of Fame from the back and was like, I remember when I played on Fire, he was like rapping it right back to me and was like, damn, that's good. And it was just crazy because I sit in the studio with people like Nas, or I do songs with Jay-Z or Kanye, and it's tight, man. It's really tight to see that your heroes or people you look, or even Diddy will come up to me like, yeah, boy, you killing it, boy, you or all that stuff, and it's just like, or to get calls from people like that, and it's great to see the people that you respected, especially when you were young, or even looking at it with your mom in front of the TV, imitating these people. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to dance like them or rap like them. It's really great to see them like respect you back and to be like, keep going, man. I respect this. I love this.
How important has, speaking along those lines, has mentorship been for you in terms of your career?
I think mentorship is everything, not just in career and business, but just like, um, as a man. It's like people like No ID or even Kanye have taught me so much. You know what I'm saying? And Kanye is somebody who I feel like it's the worst like rep because people would think he's selfish or call him an asshole or all these things, but man, he heard me rap for him at a radio station and it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? And followed through. And he's one of the most selfless people I know. He'll give his all to like music or give his all. And I'm glad he had a daughter because that's sure that did a lot for him. It's just obviously just like all of us, we all lose family members and people. But when he lost his mom, it was like that was kind of what his main attachment in his life, and his main family member. So, and I'm not just giving sympathy on him. Everybody goes through. I've lost family members. I'm sure you guys have lost people in your life, and everybody has. But he's somebody I just respect and seeing how much he gives to the craft and taught me a lot. And that's why I want to do better, man. I don't want to just have an album of just straight party songs or just straight this. I want to make songs that even if it changes somebody's life, one or two people's life even, man, it means the world. Somebody came up to me the other day and was like, man, my mom had got cancer, man, the World of Blaze really helped me out, and I just want to say thank you. And his eyes were tearing up, and it was just, that's why I do that shit, you know what I'm saying? So, it's people like him that taught me that, and people like No ID who taught me a lot about just being a man and just like taking care of responsibilities and acting off instinct. And that's how hopefully I can be a role model to people to just like concentrate on what you want, manifest it, and make it happen. And don't listen to like what people saying, man. Just keep it going.
Yeah, you kind of turned the tables on that story about you rapping to Kanye on the first track of your new album, where you kind of imitate like a young MC rapping to you.
You know, nothing is stopping me.
How often does that happen on a daily basis?
All the time.
People just rap at you, like for moving cars.
Yeah, I guess people just know like my story, so they be like, oh, you know, it's a lot of rappers who wouldn't listen to people rapping for them, but we listen to like we get CDs, man. We take them. We were always looking for like the newest talent, you know, and we obviously we got the biggest connections with the best people, and you know, and when the time is right, I'm gonna definitely announce artists and start my own label, my own Dynasty, but. You know, it's just tight to see that happen, and I feel like I believe in karma. I do believe in like when you receive blessings, you gotta, you know, you should give them back, and you know, it's like a big circle. They just keep coming, so on and so forth. So yeah, yeah.
You mentioned you know, the Dynasty, building one of your own at some point. Right now, you're part of, you know, arguably the top dynasty in music, really good music. I know there's some other cliques out there, no pun.
Yeah, they all good too, like YMCMB and MMG.
Well, I was wondering about this. A lot of the artists that are kind of the biggest rappers around these days, like they end up either getting involved in beef that, you know, maybe the media created. Like you seem to have stayed out of all that. Like that doesn't seem to interest you. Is that a?
Yeah, even though songs like Control are like my song.
Yeah, that's your record. But you kind of got pulled into that.
Yeah, but you know, it's tight. I
Yeah.
think it's fresh, man. I think it's cool because it hasn't gotten to a point where it's like violent. You know, we lost like Biggie and Pac and like a lot of other MCs and just people over like dumbass things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad it's like staying on like a sportsmanship level on like just because you know that's what I admired about that Control because even though like you know we all competitive, it's like basketball. Like we'll go out and score 30 points on each other, but afterwards we'll go get beers and kick it. You know what I'm saying? And talk. So you know I love that. I think it's awesome.
I think the most interesting part of the Control record to me is not, you know, that Kendrick kind of name dropped a lot of these folks and kind of brought the conversation in that direction. But now, whenever I talk to someone about the record, everyone has a different opinion on who had the best verse.
Yeah, I know, cause I remember No ID was like, man, Nas hit me up and was like, yo, Big Sean, body control. What you
Hey.
talking about, man? Like,
Yeah.
you know, but well, I think we all bodied it, and that's what it's about, and that's why I kept, you know, I was the one who was, I'm real involved in my records. You know what I'm saying? I'd be in the studio with the engineer right there, editing stuff, doing stuff. That's why I made sure I had long as, you know, Kendrick rapping for 3 minutes because I knew how important it was for hip hop. And I didn't care if it was gonna make me look bad or like, oh, this nigga dissing you on your own song. What the fuck is wrong? You know, I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it like, yo, I know what this is gonna do for rap music, for society. And sometimes, what I learned from the best MCs is that sometimes you gotta be selfless and not selfish and, you know, worry about the culture and not just your own personal career. And you'll be greater for it, you know?
I saw Jay mention that in an interview about Kanye's album, where he said Kanye kind of took a lot of arrows for going that far with Yeezus, so that the rest of the folks could eventually go there with their music, like kind of doing it
Yeah,
first.
you know, I think that's how it always is. Kanye is somebody who always does that. Like, 808s and Heartbreaks, people might have been like, you know, whatever. I thought it was awesome, but some people may have looked down on it. But then you know, you hear that influence in a lot of music, in the Weeknd's music, and Drake's music, and my music, and a lot of people's music, and it's just crazy because, or Frank Ocean, you know, you hear a lot of 808s and Heartbreaks in a lot of music, and it's just crazy to see how far ahead of the curve he was and how much scrutiny he got for that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think he's a very important part of music.
What's it like balancing your responsibilities to yourself, to good music, and to Def Jam all at the same time? Like, do you ever feel like you have to appease some of these folks that you work with, or whether it's either creative control? I assume in the studio it's pretty much you guys, especially if No ID's involved, because he kind of can represent Def Jam at the same time as working with you. But is there ever pressure to, you know, fulfill obligations to these establishments or companies, but at the same time stay true to yourself?